Peel Back with Maddie Levine, presented by Fight Bananas.
Hey, Fight fans. It's Maddie. We're back in action. Thanks for coming back to the Peel Back and coming back each and every week. Make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. We're always talking to some of your favorite fighters all over the country. And this week's a little different. He may not be a fighter, but he is certainly an athlete and he is certainly well known. I got a chance to meet him at a karate combat event, actually. And super nice guy, but oh my God, when I started looking this guy up, I was like, okay, there's definitely a story here. Millions and millions of people love this man, so I'm so excited to have him on the show. Logan Chitwood, welcome to the Peel Back podcast.
I appreciate you having me, Maddie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Logan, so we met, I don't know, maybe half a year ago at this point at one of the karate combat shows. And I mean, I'm 5'2". I don't know how tall you are, but it's certainly not 5'2". And I remember meeting you and I was like, who is this gigantic human? So for those of the followers that may not be familiar with Logan, you are kind of just like a social media superstar at this point. Millions of followers online, but that's certainly not how it started with your career. I was fascinated to find out you were a professional baseball player at one point.
Yes.
So, I mean, just walk me through how the journey started for you. Did it start with professional baseball?
Well, I grew up playing baseball. That was my main sport, and that was my life growing up. So I eventually got drafted by the Oakland Athletics back in 2010. I was a junior in college, and I got drafted as a pitcher, and that was my dream. That was like, I had made it. This is what I wanted to do my whole life, and I got drafted. I played 3 years professional baseball in the minor league organization, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. I got released in 2013, and after that, I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet, so I kind of was ambitious and went after some goals that I did have, like in the back of my mind growing up, like acting and modeling. So I dove into that, and I did that for about 5 years. And I always wanted to be like a content creator and big actor, big model, well known. And unfortunately, that just wasn't happening as fast as I thought it would happen. I had a lot of success acting, but not like big time gigs and stuff, small commercials here and there, and getting on some covers around the local area here in Texas and Dallas. But after that, I kind of quit a little bit and got back into baseball as a coach and as a pitching instructor. Did that for a few years. And in the meantime, I'm still kind of trying to play around with the social media and do little skits here and there. And is that my phone or?
No, that's mine.
Okay, sorry.
I'm trying to mute it here.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry. My friends are assholes. There we go. But please continue.
All right. Yeah, I was playing around with the social media, like doing little skits here and there. Still didn't know how to go viral or anything like that. But, it was always a dream to do that. But after coaching for about 7 years, I'd say, I had my son in the meantime. And he wasn't involved in this yet, all the filming, obviously too young. But after a few years, I started watching this show. I've always been involved in anime or watching anime. My buddy told me about Baki the Grappler, and it has a character back here that I was inspired by. And a lot of people, I was posting this character on my stories on Instagram. And people were coming up to me and saying, like, did somebody make it like an anime character of you? And I'm like, no, it's an actual character from a show called Baki. And they're like, dude, it looks just like you. And I'm like, oh, well, kind of gave me the idea of like, I guess I'll just dress up as him for Halloween and take a few pictures and post it on Instagram and might get 100 likes. I don't know. But me and my girlfriend, we went out and we took some photos of like me as Yujiro Hanma. I edited them up, posted the first one on Instagram back in 2020, and it just blew up for me. It got like over 3,000 likes, and that was like like, whoa, 3,000 likes back then. It was
And
crazy.
this was how many years ago?
This was 3 years ago. I was doing
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, okay. You go from 3,000 likes being like, oh, yay, so excited,
Yeah.
to 1.8 million followers on YouTube, 1.5 million on Instagram, 3.9 million on TikTok.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I think you figured out the formula. So you describe yourself as fitness with a mix of anime. So which one came first? Because I know, baseball was a big part of your life, but it seems like fitness also found a place in your heart as well. So which one came first, do you think?
Oh, anime.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Back in 1999, I was 10 years old.
Knows the date and everything. I love it.
99, man. Dragon Ball Z was just coming on Toonami, our Cartoon Network at the time, and I saw it and I just fell in love. And I loved the characters. They were muscular, jacked. Kind of remind me of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was big back in the 90s, the action films and stuff. And I always wanted to look like that. And so the anime kind of inspired into the fitness journey after the baseball career was over. So while I was a baseball player, couldn't really, bodybuild or really work out how, to build muscle. You don't want to be too muscular as a baseball player, especially a pitcher. So after that, the anime was still in my life for sure. I always loved Dragon Ball. And, after that, I wanted to try to build my own physique. So.
Yeah, it's funny because I have a pretty big family, and I was never really into anime, but my cousins were. And so every time I had to sleep over their house or whatever, they would make me watch Dragon Ball Z. And that's really my only exposure to any sort of anime. That's anime, right? Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
All right. So that's like my dipping my big toe into the world of anime. But for somebody who, like me, doesn't really know much about that world, what would you consider like the anime starter pack? Like, what are some must watches if you're trying to really expose yourself to that world?
I would say, because I'm biased about it, Dragon Ball Z. But now I would say probably more Naruto. Things that you could watch on Netflix, like One Piece, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, One Punch Man, Cowboy Bebop. Those are some good ones to start out with. Yu Yu Hakusho. I can name a whole.
I know. I'm going to have to start taking some notes.
Even Baki Hanma, Baki the Grappler. Get into that. It's just a variety because anime can be so different with there's some shows that are more mixed martial arts based, and then there's some shows that are more like just lifestyle stuff. And so it's just, you got to choose your perfect anime for you, whatever your interests are.
I mean, the anime world is so big and the fan base is so big. Did you expect the anime fan base to attach themselves to you so quickly?
No, I didn't. And that's what really caught me by surprise. Like, I was posting those pictures, but it didn't take off until another 2 years. Like this time last year, I had about 65,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't have a YouTube this time last year. And on TikTok, I had about the same, about 50,000 followers. And that was from posting every now and then and stuff. And I just dove into it, especially with more videos, more skits, and involving my character, and then involving my son into videos and little skits. And it just took off. So very thankful. And the anime fans, they are nuts.
They are loyal, I feel like.
They are loyal. My followers are very loyal.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I mean, watching the numbers that you rack up on some of these videos. And are you making these videos yourself? Because I know you like to add some anime into your videos.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time, yeah. Well, if you're asking if I edit the videos,
yeah,
I edit the videos myself. And but I have help from my videographer Alec or my girlfriend Whitney. So people do help me out, filming it, but I'm doing all the editing.
So I got a chance to meet Whitney at your girlfriend at Karate Combat as well. Yeah. And I remember asking her, I was like, do you ever get, in front of the screen? And she was like, absolutely not.
It's not for her.
So what's the dynamic there? Because I mean, she seems super supportive of all of your characters. Is she a big anime fan as well? Or is she just kind of putting up with this?
I would say she's putting up with it. No, she's not an anime fan. She's over here right now if you want to ask her that question. But,
bring her in.
Whitney, come show your face a little. And
She's like, God, no.
tell us what you think about anime. But yeah, maybe we'll get her into some skits. Her son would love to be in
Hey,
it.
girl.
How are you?
I'm good. I was cornering him about you and saying how we met at the last show and everything.
Yes.
And I remember asking you, like, hey, do you ever get on camera? And you were like, absolutely not.
No,
So I feel honored that you're
hate
getting
it.
on this camera. So
Yeah,
that's
I'll do it for
cool.
you. But
Excellent.
No, I hate it.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I was asking him about like the dynamic between you guys, because I know personally when my husband likes something and I don't, I'm usually like, all right, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
Love you, but like have a good time. But you guys seem to have a really nice dynamic with this.
Yeah, I try to be as supportive as I can. Like he said, I'm not an anime. Like I don't watch anime, not into it. I honestly don't know anything about it. But
you know a few characters' names.
I know like
by
Goku. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Well, this
really-
is kind of fascinating because
Yeah.
for you to not know any anime tells me
Yeah.
that Logan must be a pretty well-rounded guy, or
Oh,
you're
yeah.
really bored.
No, there's more things that I like than anime. So we
Yeah.
Excellent.
balance it out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Whitney, I won't torture you any longer.
Okay,
I'll leave the questions to Logan, but thank you for popping in.
Of course, it was good seeing you.
You too. That's great, Logan. I mean, that's so cool because, you know, from like a social media standpoint, all we see is the Chad face and your oh, trust me, we're getting there. And the, you know, the workouts and everything. But from day to day, like you're a dad, you're a boyfriend.
Right.
What do you do for fun that's not shown on social media all the time?
Oh yeah, spending time with my son, like you said, that's a really huge part of my life right there, and taking care of him and trying to give him memories, good childhood memories for years to come. But other than that, you know, working out, obviously, let's say traveling, going to different places, listening to music. But I do a lot of like focusing in on this content because you got to pump out stuff daily. But you know, for personal life, just spending time with family is like a huge deal. Other than that, just focusing on this content.
Yeah, your son is giving you a run for your money with that Chad face. So what is this, first of all? So I think I knew the Chad face before I officially met you. So is this something that you created?
No, this has been a trend on TikTok for a few years now.
Okay.
And I started seeing it.
So I'm just behind. Okay.
I was behind too. And I kind of just started doing it and adding it into my skits and stuff, and people started loving it. And I kind of turned into the Chad face guy because I started doing like the Chad face work stuff and the Gigamon things with my son, with having people's cards like looks like Pokemon, but other people that do this Chad face thing on their TikToks or social media. So yeah, it just kind of blew up with me just doing a lot of skits from it, but I did not create it. I don't.
All right, so walk me through step by step on. I'm gonna embarrass the shit out of myself right now.
No. Oh, we're teaching you how to do the Chad.
All right, so tell me how to do this.
All right. Well, first of all, you got to suck in your cheeks.
Okay.
Lightly, not too hard.
Okay.
My son does it
Ooh,
too hard.
look at that contour.
Right there, good, perfect.
Okay.
And now just kind of like a smoldering look, like kind of like a blue steel, like.
I fucking can't.
You got it. Perfect.
I just. Are you seeing that contour in the face?
Mm-hmm. That's why we do the Chad face. Chad face works. When they see that, they're like, "Holy shit, we gotta
back it up. Back it up. The Chad face has arrived." That's so great. You got to do the Chad face with Mike O'Hearn at the last Karate Combat. Was that the first time you've met Mike O'Hearn?
Yeah, that was awesome. That's a legend, man.
I know. So tell me how that was.
It was incredible because I've been watching him for at least 5-6 years on YouTube, getting workout advice and just watching his YouTube videos and watching him back in the days with like CT Fletcher and Rich Piana doing those workout motivation videos, and then seeing this guy in person. I was like, because I look back a few years ago, nobody knew me. And now I'm getting to film videos with Mike O'Hearn at Karate Combat around martial artists as well, like GSP, Boss Rudin. And it's just incredible, like all that's happened in the past few months, in the past year. So meeting him was awesome.
It was really cool to see him, and what a nice guy too. Like
Super nice.
it's always nice to know like there's famous people out there that are actually nice, which is good,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's a good thing because some people, you might not want to meet because they're
Yeah.
not as nice as you might have thought they would be.
Right.
But did you know him before?
No, I did not. I did
Okay.
not. So to meet him that time was really, really cool. And he was just so nice to Ross and to me. I mean, a lot of people are nice to Ross because he can hurt a lot of people. So,
Yeah, man.
but not Michael Hurd, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as your star continues to rise and watching those numbers increase, for people that are interested in maybe being some type of personality or influencer, I feel like you would be able to give such great advice because you had, like you'd put the work in on yourself and watched your numbers grow organically. So
Yeah.
what are some tips that you might give to somebody that might be a little nervous to start out?
Yeah, the main thing is just to be yourself and don't try to be what other people are doing. You can implement like kind of the same things that are trending, but make it your own. Study sounds that are trending, study videos that are like kind of popping off and seeing what people really want to watch. That's what I did. I would just study all night, every night, just seeing what's trending, what hashtags people are using, and who's collabing with who, and knowing your genre of like entertainment, let's say.
Yeah.
But that's the best advice I could give. Just really study it and study the hashtags and what kind of is trending with sounds, especially for TikTok.
Is there such thing as too much posting?
I would say, yeah, if it's over like 10 posts a day, but some people really succeed with like, I was starting out with like 6 videos a day, not on Instagram or YouTube, but on TikTok. It's a little bit different. All these platforms, the algorithm of TikTok is different than the algorithm of YouTube and the algorithm of Instagram.
Right.
It's all different. You think you have it figured out sometimes, and you don't. Sometimes I'll work really hard on a video and it doesn't take off, and then sometimes I make a video in like 15 seconds and it just blows up.
Every time. It drives me it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like the ones that you actually like take your time with, people are like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Yeah.
Like it's just like, it's so frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So it's good to know that we're all struggling on all levels. That's good to know.
Yeah, there's ups and downs for sure.
Excellent. So when it comes to your body fitness side of you, would you ever consider doing bodybuilding, or have you done that in the past?
No, the closest thing was probably just fitness modeling for like boxes of workout equipment, like just the cover model. But bodybuilding as a whole, like competition, it's not for me. I don't think I want to go through that, especially with the drugs you would have to take if you're doing it not naturally. Just putting your body through all that stress. I don't want to do that. So
yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, again, I don't really know much about that world, but what I do know is the intense regimen that it takes.
Oh yes. Yeah, I don't know if I do the extreme dieting, because I eat pretty good, but it's not like extreme to where I'm suffering and struggling every day. I don't see me ever doing that. But
what do you see in the future for yourself?
For myself, just continuing this and hopefully getting into like voice acting and acting in actual movies, like big movies, action movies. That's a huge goal of mine. Getting into like more like Comic Cons, like meet and greet booths and stuff like that.
Oh, very cool.
Clothing line. I have this on my shirt right now. Ogre. That will be my brand whenever that comes. So
nice.
Yes, and so a lot of huge goals, and still, of course, continuing all this content creating because I love it, and my son loves it to film, and all these skits are. It kind of just brings out my acting abilities as well. So
I mean, you're getting some serious dad points with the anime, I'm sure. Like my dad is an anime character. Like that's pretty dope. You brushed over it very quickly, but let's talk about your clothing brand. Where'd the name Ogre come from?
Ogre. Well, Ogre is Yujiro Hanma is what they call him in the anime. The Ogre.
Got it.
So he's known as the world's strongest creature, and they also call him the Ogre. So I just thought it was cool. It was simple as one word. Nobody really has this as a brand, so I'm like, man, I guess I'll take that one. So
Boom. That's
yeah,
pretty.
I think
Is
it's
it?
kind of
Do
powerful.
you have a marketplace yet, or is this in the works?
No, it's in the works. It's in the works.
Got it. Got
Yes.
it. Okay. Well, we'll have to keep our eyes open for the Ogre brand. That's so exciting.
Absolutely.
You have so many things in the works, and I have no doubt that you're going to accomplish all of them. Would Fighter ever be on that list?
Fighter, man, I would love to. And it's not going to be on the list, but I'm 34 years old now. And
Yeah.
no, I would love to train with fighters. That's another goal too. Like going and doing YouTube videos and training with some of these mixed martial artists around the world, going to different gyms, and like them having me put me through like a mixed martial arts training camp,
Yeah.
workouts, and then I put them through my workouts. So I think that'd be a cool little trade-off, little YouTube video.
Definitely. I could definitely see, because you get both fan bases on both sides, and then like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of MMA people and a lot of fighters, they're meatheads too.
Oh
They
yeah.
are. So
Yeah.
I think, we're just all one big happy family
Yeah.
at this point. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're some of the nicest, most respectful people that I've ever met. Going to karate combat and meeting all the fighters, UFC, ex-UFC fighters or
Yeah.
UFC fighters now, and all the karate combat guys, especially your husband, the nicest, most respectful people that I've met. So,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that I want to put my son through, like martial arts as well, because it kind of teaches you discipline and respect and to be
Yeah.
humble.
I think that's like the biggest misconception of people that aren't in this world is
Yeah.
that they don't understand, like, oh, it's not just kicking and punching. We're learning about manners and discipline. And yeah, whenever I have kids, I am throwing their asses in a gi, and they are trying it, at least trying it.
You're gonna humble
then,
that ass.
and then they can decide if they want to keep doing it. But
Yeah.
Logan Chitwood, this was so much fun. It was so good getting to know you and realizing why you have so many amazing followers. Drop those handles. Where can everybody find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Logan Chitwood.